All right, my name is Francis Runzel, and I am so excited to be making these videos and bringing them to you. Now, you might be wondering, like, who the hell is this guy? What does he have to sell or something? In this day and age, that's all we're bombarded by is people trying to sell bullshit, and this is why I'm going to bring up what I'm about to bring up. So, my whole life, I have been studying a bunch of stuff. I've been studying across many different disciplines: computer science, hypnosis, mind over matter, NLP, the body, neurology, personal training, the physiology, how it all goes together, the movement system, kinesiology, all these different things. I've had a lot of different experiences around a lot of disciplines. And two things I've noticed. First off, and this is why I'm so excited to bring you these videos, is that I hold myself back from sharing my information because I'm looking for the mainstream to agree with it. I'm waiting for, the mainstream to support it and for it to become a common idea and for everyone to know about it. The reason why that sucks, and if you're a person that wants to bring controversial information to the forefront, that you want to educate people and bring out there, do it. Please do it. This is my call to you to create the content and put it out there for people, because what I've realized, number two, is that mainstream thinking is typically garbage. It's very true, and that's a theme that I'm going to be referring to a lot in my videos, how mainstream thinking is typically garbage. Why is that? Because there's this kind of phenomenon. So this is going to be an interesting thing. I'm not going to really give you anything about the stuff that I do want to present to you, but I want to give you a little perspective into how the world works, and I want to know if maybe you've had this experience too. So what happens is, on the fringe, there's some cutting edge technology, there's some cutting edge science, there's implications that people are moving forward with, right? Now, there's a famous quote that's out there. These people are generally ridiculed. Like, oh, no. We like tradition. We like how things have always been. This is the way it is, right? So here's a common one. So a long time ago when I was a kid, there was this whole idea that we were born with a finite number of brain cells. That was mainstream thinking. It was garbage. Now, the interesting thing is, for whatever reason, unconsciously, I knew that we regenerated brain cells. I thought it was preposterous and ridiculous, because they would say how many brain cells you lose when you hit your head, and how many brain cells you lose when you do this and when you do that. And my thinking is, man, any alcoholic would be brain dead. So this did not seem to make sense, yet it was mainstream thinking. What did I say about mainstream thinking? It's garbage. So we now know about neurogenesis, the ability for us to regrow brain cells, to constantly be regrowing brain cells, to produce more and more. And the interesting thing is, it goes a step further than that. Maybe you've heard about how we're constantly regenerating. How I don't know specifically, mostly it's in frameworks of 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 years, that our cells die off and new ones are born. So we're not at all the cells that we're born with. We're actually a collection of very different cells, and we're constantly regenerating. We're shedding old cells and creating new ones. So that was very controversial for a long time. Now, the interesting thing is, if I were to have made this video 10 years ago when YouTube first came out, and I was telling people this, there would still be people that are like, no, finite number of cells, no, this is the person you are, this is the way you were born, because mainstream thinking is garbage. So by creating these videos, I can bring this information to you, and the interesting thing is, it's no longer as extreme, or it's not as much of an outlier any longer. It's way more accepted. It's even becoming mainstream in a sense. Now, I'm not saying that all mainstream thinking is garbage, but a lot of them are theories, and a lot of them are limited by the precision of the tools we're using. But not only that, it's also by the questions that you ask. Researchers that they ask. Depending on how they frame it and what they're looking at and how they're looking at it, influences what we see, what we're capable of noticing, and where we can go. So this is just a primer for the type of videos that I'm going to be bringing to you. They're based in not so mainstream, moving into mainstream information. It's based on how you can empower yourself, empower your life, get through, basically to define the results you want, define the life that you want, and how you can use your neurology to get rid of any obstacles or barriers in your way, so that way you can become the person you want to be. Aside from that, I want to present this information before it's completely mainstream, because then I'm just one more person in the echo chamber saying the same fucking thing. Lastly, here's my huge disclaimer to you. I will not sell you on anything. The only thing, I guess that's kind of a lie. I'm not going to sell you like everyone that we're bombarded by nowadays. Like, look at me in my fancy house, and I have like these cars, and I am like so successful, and I've gotten all these testimonials from paid actors. I just typed it up myself. Look at this stock image of this lady. She did great with my course and stuff like that, right? So if anything, I'm here to bring you results. Your results that you want, not what other people have gotten before, not, any of that stuff. Sure, it might sound appealing, and this is kind of one of the issues of our age nowadays. This is kind of a little rant and going off topic, but we often are chasing other people's dreams. Often, our parents might be hard on us and have imposed on us their will, like where they want us to be. People may have commented on what kind of person we are based on our ideals. Like, oh, you're going to do that? Like, okay. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Excuse my French, but fuck that noise. Okay? We're getting away from that. We're helping you find your personal solutions so you can become who you want to be, so you can live the life that you want, not what everyone else is fucking guilting you into thinking, not what everyone else is doing, okay? So you can be an individual. This is what this channel is about. It's about free thinking. It's about thinking for yourself. And then, I don't want to make this video too long. I want to bring up the caveat to entertain these ideas. You don't have to accept them fully. You don't even have to believe what I'm saying. For the most part, I'm going to have research that backs all this stuff, but I'm also going to be infusing my belief systems in there. So it's just to show you how I make sense of all this and where I'm at, and then that's up for you to decide, like, hey, that makes sense. I like what he said about that, but I don't really agree with what he said about here. I'd also really like to see below in the comments how that works for you, what you do agree with, what you've noticed in your life that corroborates this, maybe just this experience. What kind of mainstream garbage thinking have you been exposed to that you know is no longer true? What kind of really cool stuff do you want to bring to people? Do you want people to know about that you think is slipping behind the cracks that not so many people know about? What would you like people to know? And lastly, here's the thing. I encourage you to actually subscribe and hit the bell. And this is why. It's just from personal experience. Okay, so YouTube, I don't know, I guess they changed the algorithms, or they're always changing the algorithms, but they're tending to stuff fucking shit that I don't care about in front of my face. Like, I have subscribed to a bunch of channels that I like, right? But I haven't clicked the bell, so this is why I emphasize clicking the bell. And I encourage you to do this for pages that you do like, that you do want to subscribe to, that you do want to, get notifications from. Because YouTube will just fill your feed and fill you up with garbage. They're going to give you fucking clips of like Jimmy Fallon and fucking just, I don't even know, unrelated garbage that doesn't matter and isn't going to help you live the life you want, It's just going to get you further down the rabbit hole, being more insecure, looking at what other people are doing, what you're not, and that's just like crap. When instead you can subscribe to channels that help you do what it is you want. If you want to learn coding, there's so many there are a lot of channels. There's so many channels out there that can teach you coding. There's so many channels out there that can teach you whatever it is that you're looking to learn to achieve. I encourage you to subscribe to them and hit the bell so that way you can get rid of the mainstream garbage that, has paid advertising and has contracts and like all sorts of like behind the scenes handshaking going on. Forget that. What we really need is people like us to be sharing with each other, to be lifting each other up, like content creators. I don't see myself that way. I just see myself as a person that's trying to bring quality information to you that I'm passionate about. But there's a lot of us out there that are struggling, and I think it would be really cool to lift us all up, to subscribe to those people that you like, and to hit that bell. All right, that's my rant, and I just wanted to put that out there. Very nuanced, because I know I said I wouldn't sell anything, and I'm not. I'm not selling you a product. I'm not selling you any bullshit. I'm helping you to get away from this shit. Okay? So look forward to the next video.